Early morning fisherman.
Morning. It's about, as I said, about 10 to 8. I slept okay. I was really tired. Mind you, we got up early yesterday. But my back's playing up. I'm trying not to take any codeine tablets that I've got with me because they just bung you up, so I'd rather not do that. So I'm just trying to ride it out the next few days. Hopefully it'll get better. But yes, our first full day in France today. So we're going to go back into Cherbourg, as I said yesterday, the last episode, and take a look around Cherbourg City. There's a few things I want to go and see there that I've identified. This car park's quite a good car park, especially if you want to catch the Cherbourg ferry, because it's not too far. It's probably about 15 minutes away from Cherbourg ferry terminal. Good morning. Well, what a beautiful morning. That wind's just completely gone. It's amazing. The water's so calm. We're just having a slow morning getting up. Gonna go off into Cherbourg, as we said, in a bit. Just gotta go and empty some black waste first, find an air. So easy in France, so much to learn in the UK. They just embrace campervan. If there's more of it, more availability, people use it more, and it's just part of the, in a way, part of the culture, I guess. And this one's free. Some of them are chargeable, but they're all small charges, you know, maximum €10 if you do charge on the airs. But it's sort of accepted and a right for French travellers, really, so it's sort of embedded in the fabric. So they do recycling and rubbish here as well, so that's nice and easy. And here's me, I was going to go for a swim. So I've been trying these new cab curtains we got. They're completely black on the outside, rather than reflective, which may be a problem in the heat, but I actually prefer these because they're a bit more stealthy. But the ones on the front windscreen have got rods on, so we haven't got the suckers which make marks all over the place. So these are really good, and they're quite quick to put up and take down. The side ones are magnetic, so they just click on. Being magnetic, so they come off really easily. There's actually a naval complex over the back, so you have to be careful because there's all notices around about not filming. Certainly no drone up in this area, and we saw some security guards come round, so I think they'd cart you off to prison if they caught you filming the naval base for certain. That's all you need, is a pretty view and a cup of tea. The waves were really choppy yesterday. So this place is purely just a service point. It's not an air, just drop off. So unfortunately the water's out of commission and the black waste is a bit over clogged, but it worked. And there's also grey waste as well. Nice and simple. So just coming into Cherbourg, and it's 30 kilometres an hour, which I think is about 18 miles an hour. So it's really slow. You feel as though you're holding everybody up. But it is what it is. It's a 30 zone.
Okay, you're all right.
100 metres turn left.
We just parked up in Cherbourg City. Free. UK, you've got a lot to learn. Really encourage you. We just came past an air on the way in, so you can actually stay in here overnight if you wanted to and enjoy the city that way. So we're just going to go off to the umbrella factory. It's open between, I think it's 10 and 12, and then shuts, and then is open between 3 and 5 or something like that, I think. Right in the centre here there's the marina. Again, quite historical marina. There's in the World War II would have been a base for the Germans to be. But it goes back a lot, many centuries before then. I think that's the boat I saw yesterday that was coming across to the fort where we were parked. They obviously do tours. It's worthy of just having a walk around the central marina here. Very nice. And there's the umbrella factory. Looks like it used to be the Bank of France, it says up there. You know immediately that you're in the right place. It's like a cloth one, so it's not for wet weather, is it? Downstairs there is a small shop which we'll see later on, but you can look in on the workers creating the umbrellas. I guess they get used to it being stared at every day through the glass. But there is also something comforting watching people create something as they have done over the centuries. Upstairs is the main museum explaining the history and the production process. The umbrella company in Cherbourg was founded in 1986 by Jean-Pierre Yvon. He was inspired by the famous 1964 film Les Parapluies de Cherbourg, or The Umbrellas of Cherbourg to you and me. It was a film in 1963 with Catherine Deneuve, and apparently because it was shot in the middle of the summer, it was a love story. So they needed the local firemen to get their hoses out and make it rain. He decided to produce handcrafted umbrellas known for their quality, resilience and style. His vision was to offer an umbrella model suited for everyone capable of withstanding strong winds. The company remains family run and is now managed by Jean-Pierre's son Charles Yvon. So the parapactum is a device for high profile figures. So you can carry an umbrella, and it's a security device, prevention of objects being thrown and dog attacks. I think I might get one of those security umbrellas. They could come in handy. Wonder if they sell them and still make them. So the rib structure was actually made from whale bones. It was from the bony slats of the upper jaw of the whale. Obviously for ethical reasons that was replaced by wood. So it takes 47 individual steps to make an umbrella. It takes about between a month and 2 years to create a new model, but actually only takes 1 to 2 hours to make an umbrella. I think there's a self-service cafe here by the looks of it. There's different types of umbrella to suit your needs and personality. Of course, it had to be red to go with my infamous red coat I have. With the visitors book signed, it's time for a quick last look around the shop. So that was just €5 each, so it's nothing, to be honest. It was quite interesting. It was about an hour about the company, very high quality umbrellas and the manufacture and the history behind it. Yeah, it's a nice place, Cherbourg. So we didn't go into La Cité de la Mer at Cherbourg. I think it's about €20 per person. It's probably a couple of hours. It's just that we want to move on to somewhere else. It's in this sort of Art Deco terminal, as it was. It's like a marine museum, so it's got artifacts from the Titanic and undersea exploration. But there's also a submarine, French submarine at the back, which is probably definitely worth a visit if you can go to it. I presume it was the train station, I'm guessing. There's a submarine. Obviously you can't go inside unless you go within the museum. That'd be quite interesting to take a look around, I'd imagine. It's the Le Redoutable, I think it is. Wow, you don't realise what's below. It's huge. Le Redoutable was France's first nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine commissioned in 1971. I'm not sure I could be inside that. All credit to the sailors that are on board a submarine. Measuring 128 metres long and weighing 8,000 tonnes, it was a lead boat of its class and formed a crucial part of France's nuclear deterrent force. It carried 16 submarine-launched ballistic missiles during its 20 years of service. It was decommissioned in 1991 and Le Redoutable was donated to the city of Cherbourg, where it was built and transformed into a museum exhibit. Obviously, its nuclear reactor section was removed before it was placed in dry dock. Right, time for attraction number 3 in the Cherbourg area. We're here at Château de Ravalet. Well, I hope that's how you say it. Looks like they weren't bothered about having a look around. So we've come to this little chateau. It's just outside of Cherbourg. We've just come to have a look around the gardens, to be honest. You can pay to go in the chateau, but we won't. But it looks a beautiful chateau from the drive-in. We just want to have a look around the gardens, a bit of a cooler walk. So the French definitely know how to do a chateau. Look at that. Can't believe it's free. We're walking around the gardens here. It's free to get in. Do you know what these are? The chateau is a beautiful Renaissance style manor and was built between 1562 and 1575. Originally it was constructed by the Ravalet family. It is famously linked to the tragic and controversial love story of siblings Julian and Marguerite de Ravalet. I think I will simply say no more so you can research the story further. Surrounded by vast gardens and a remarkable park, it stands today as a peaceful historic landmark. Who remembers conkers when they were kids? I remember putting them in the oven and putting vinegar on them to gain an advantage. So if you're looking for a walk, beautiful. It was apparently acquired by the town itself of Cherbourg in 1935. Well, I'll leave it there for this episode. Don't forget, help me out by liking, subscribing and dropping me a comment. Join me in the next episode where I discover maybe the original boat journey across the Channel to England, where that topic always seems to be in the news these days.